Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to propagate pothos with ending results. I've been doing this for quite a while, so it's been years since I last purchased a pothos plant. Now the vines that you guys see over here I got from grandma. She's pretty much just been watering it, and as it grows she just tucks it right back into the pot. So there's a lot of yellowing over here and a few missing leaves, but we're gonna go ahead and make something out of nothing. To begin with, pothos are a very forgiving plant, so if they are neglected, they will still thrive. Please do not overwater your pothos plants because when you do, you will start seeing the yellowing of the leaves. If you look along the stem, you will see a node. This is what roots out. So pretty much everywhere that you see a leaf, there should be a node on the bottom of it. So I am going to be cutting in between each stem, making sure that I'm not too close to the node. I mean, it's not really gonna hurt it if you are, but give it that space. These scissors are pretty new, so make sure when you guys are doing cuttings of any kind that you're using sterilized scissors. Whenever the ends of a pothos plant's callus just like this, I cut them off. It helps your plant get better oxygen when it's inside the water. So now I'm just going to cut in between each node, making sure that I don't leave too much of the stem out. After cutting in between each node, you should end up with a whole bunch of single leaf pothos with a node in between. Now, although this last piece that I cut off, the one that I'm snipping right now, have no leaf on it, I'm still going to try to experiment and see if any roots will grow from that node that's left over. I'm just going to snip away the extra piece of stem that's hanging around. I've always thrown that part away, but it wouldn't hurt to give it a try to see what grows from that. With this piece, I really didn't want to throw it away. I normally just cut in between each nodes, never really leave a few leaves on. But I think with this one, I'm gonna put it in water just like this. There are about 4 nodes on this plant, so I'm hoping for all of them to root out. If not, then that's fine. This will be another trial and error for me. So I went ahead and sectioned these into nodes without the leaf and nodes with the leaf. Now they're just ready to be put up. So the ones with the leaves, I'm gonna go ahead and put in water and propagate them until they start to root out. But in between time, I will be changing the water for at least once a week until it's time for me to put it in soil. Now, when you're putting this pothos in the water, you need to make sure that the nodes are submerged in the water. You don't want to leave any of the nodes sticking out or it will dry out and the whole leaf will die. Now, with the leftover piece of pothos that I left a few nodes on, I'm going to go ahead and stick it in a styrofoam cup with water. I should have used something larger, but I really didn't feel like searching for one. For something that was bigger, but this will do just fine. It'll hold it in place so that the whole thing doesn't drop in the water. So this will be another experiment for me as well. I am gonna go ahead and separate the nodes that did not have a leaf, and I'm gonna go ahead and put half inside of soil, and then I'm gonna put the other half in a Ziploc bag with tissue just to see which one roots out faster, if it even roots out at all. If it doesn't, then that's fine because these would have gone in the trash anyways. I'm certain that these will root out because there's nodes on the stem, but we'll see which one roots out faster. With this method, I'm gonna use tissue, but you guys can use paper towel. I didn't have any paper towel at that moment. I'm using the tissue in hopes to keep the moisture inside of the Ziploc bag. When I'm placing the stems inside, I'm making sure that the nodes are touching the tissue so that it doesn't dry out. And then I'm gonna seal the Ziploc bag so that all the moisture stays inside. And then I'm gonna leave it under a grow light until it starts to root out. Next, I'm gonna use the leftover stems and place it inside of soil. And I'm gonna do the same as the previous step, where I make sure all of the nodes are inside of the soil so that it won't dry out. Okay, you guys, so it has been about a week and a half, and I just want to show you guys the results. So this is one of the pothos that I put in water. Let's see what grew, let's see what grew. A few of them didn't grow anything. I'm probably just going to toss it back in there until it dies, if it dies. Do you see that? That grew nothing. Completely nothing. The node is still how it used to look. So that's going to go back in there. Well, all of these are going to go back in there. I'm going to let it grow a little bit longer. That didn't really grow that much. It grew a little bit, just a tiny bit. Oh, but you can see a little bit of flower forming over there. A little pothos coming in. Look at that. There's a tiny bit right there. Nothing really, but it's not dead, so it's still alive. It still has time. I wonder if I put some growth hormone, if it'll grow faster. Maybe I should have tried it. But look at that. That has a little bit of something coming from everywhere. There's one right there. 2, 3. And a tiny one back there if you guys can see it. Now look at that. One thing that I do notice is the roots are growing at the side of the node. So that's the first one. I'm going to go ahead and put this back. And I'll show you guys the other one. Second cup. This had to have been a yellowed leaf. I'm going to go ahead and pluck it off. But look at that. I think that's a leaf. I don't think that's a root or anything. I think that's a leaf coming in. I don't know if I should put it back in here or not. We'll see. There goes a little something over there. For the most part, I can say that these leaves still look healthy, even though some of them don't really have that much growth. They haven't died yet, so I'm guessing they're gonna take their sweet time. When it comes to rooting, 50% of the first and second jar had roots growing out the nodes, and the other 50% did not. I haven't given up on them yet because there is still enough time for them to grow roots. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw these back in the water. If they die, they died. I highly doubt it, but you never know. All right, so next we have the one that I left all the nodes on and didn't cut the leaf off. Look at that, you guys. Look at that. 2 of the nodes grew. Well, actually, it looks like something is coming out on the side, so it might have been a little mini node over there, but look at that. These nodes haven't grown yet. I don't know if they will or won't. But it doesn't matter. Look at that. I'm going to leave that in the water as well. Next, I have these 2. These were my experiments as well. I'm not going to lie, you guys. I kind of neglected these things. I didn't water them like I should have. In fact, this is dry. But it looks like a little tiny something over there, right? I'm tripping. This dried up. Oh, this is doing something. This is doing something. Look at that. That did something as well. Let me rinse it out. What? There's a little something over there. So I did have a few of them that actually rooted. I'm sure if I took better care of them, they would have all rooted, but I'm satisfied. Next is the one that I put inside of a Ziploc bag. Oh. I don't really see any growth. Some yellowing I see. Maybe they're being overwatered, but it's still like a tiny nub coming out there, you guys. You see? The only thing I'm concerned about is the yellowing. Ooh, look at this. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna come back to that one. I'll come back to it. But look at that. There's a little nub sticking out. Okay, so these two have grown inside of the paper towel. Don't break. All right, I'm not gonna bother it. Look at that. It works, it works. So this actually works. So I'm guessing that's the Pothos plant. And this is where it's rooting out. Oh, look at that. I'm gonna put it back and see what it does. So this is a plant that I grew about a few months ago. I started this just from one single Pothos that I put in water. And there are about 4 pieces in here that kind of sort of branched out and made this. I do have a toddler that likes to smell my plants, so he thinks that he has to rip it off in order to smell it, but yeah. This is what your plant should look like in a few months. And it's gonna continue branching out, you guys. They're all gonna have nodes in there. I enjoy making these kind of videos where I try out different methods. So if you guys can think of a plant or a different method that I can try, I'll do it for you guys. I'll make a video. It'll be beneficial for me and you because I enjoy it. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to show some love by subscribing. Bye-bye for now.